What's going on, guys? It's me, Shugashu. We are back with another umamusume video. And in this video, we are going to be training Kita. I think it's about time that I trained Kita. Plus, I don't think there was another short distance Uma I wanted to train, if I'm going to be honest. So, we're going to give Kita a shot. The normal Kita. As for the setup, it's pretty much... Was it the same setup as yesterday? No. No, that wasn't even yesterday's setup. No, who did I train yesterday? Current? No, it's not the same. It is pretty much the same, except instead of Teo speed card, it's Still in Love with Almond Eye, Tamama Power, Casino Drive, Friend card, Forever Young, Wise card, and still using Aston Machan. I don't know why I blanked out on her name, but Aston Machan Guts card for the borrowed card. I don't know if I was supposed to mention anything, but I guess regardless, let's get the... Oh, why am I... It's just force of habit. We'll get the run started, and with that being said, before we do jump into the run, if it decides to get it started, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. Also, I'm aware of the time this video might actually... I mean, this whole week, actually, my schedule has been kind of... Or at least my uploads haven't been consistent at the same time. Right? I believe Monday it was. Tuesday, JP was. Global wasn't. I know that for sure. What was also Tuesday? I think that was just those two. And then Wednesday was just JP, so I think that one was fine also. Oh no, Wednesday was JP and Zenless, right? Promea and The Story. So that one was fine too, I believe. And then yesterday was just JP and Global, which was not on the usual times. Yeah, this one is not gonna make it at the usual time also. So this week has just been pretty just messed up, if anything. When it came to me uploading at my normal time, I just didn't really upload at my normal time at all this week. And then the whole forgetting to upload the IMET after story. Yeah. Plus, yesterday's video, I know, went over an hour simply because I started going over the comments a little late. That and... You could say that, and I could have. I felt like there was no need for me to go over that long thread, but I did because it was a topic that I pretty much brought up in a way with the whole gacha systems and comparing gachas and all that. So that was pretty much why I kind of just went along with it. If you guys were wondering. If you guys were wondering. Although I don't know why the video, well, besides me going over the comments longer, I assume that's one of the factors, which is probably the main factor, if anything. But I was just gonna say, I noticed that this week the videos were a little bit longer because, not a little bit, it's kind of like double. Because I would at least do it like 40 minutes to 40 to 50 minutes. So I guess not double, like 20 more minutes, 20 to 30 more minutes than I normally did. So I'll try not to do that for this video. Also to kind of just make this video go by a little bit faster so I can upload this video sooner if than if I were to do what I did yesterday with the I think it was like an hour 15-minute video. But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. It's Friday, right? Right. Right. I said it's Friday, all confident. Not sure if it was Friday. But yeah, it's Friday. um I guess I could just go talk about the usual things I talk about before I go over the comments. What have I done? Pretty much just NTE. Pretty much just NTE for talking about what I did. Not as much as I wanted to, if I'm gonna be honest. Um, but I'm getting there. I'm just playing. I'm still since I didn't do as much yesterday, I didn't get to Hunter rank 24. But I can but I at least want to I think I'm 22, Hunter rank level 22. So I can at least do the quest that was locked um behind the level wall or whatever you want to call it. So I'll do that plus the other story that I didn't do or finish. And then if I need not I think I'll end up doing these side quests regardless. Just so I can play the game more. Since it is literally what the first week since the game's been out. A little over a week now, maybe like a week and a day or two. Yeah, like a week or and then like 2 days, I think. So we'll see. We'll see what I do over the weekend. Maybe I'll finally catch up with whatever they have released and do the event or something and do the events that I can do. I'm actually not sure if there are what events are there for me to do because I don't remember there being much, surprisingly. But for the first week so far, for the pace that I'm playing at least, I'd say a pretty fast pace. Not really fast to where like I'm done with everything that's possible to do, or like the story at least and all that. Because I obviously there's the average person would probably be not done with the story right away, right? Right? Plus, this one had a good amount of chapters, so yeah. Unless they were just literally sitting down grinding the game like the first few days, then they're probably just like me. Probably. Either still in the middle of doing story or maybe like Nova, probably still in the beginning of the story. Um, but also I think that has a lot to do with me having other gotchas to play and other things to do. So there are other factors, I would say. There are other factors. Like last week when NTE started, yeah, I could have gotten started with NT, but then I played Wuwa. But then I played Wuwa. This week I did play Zenless, so is that really an excuse that I played Wuwa? I did start last week. I just didn't really get into it until like Sunday. think Sunday, yeah. So yeah. But we'll see. We'll see what the weekend has in store for me when it comes to NTE. Maybe I'll be able to finish it and then I don't know if those are hiccups or like very tiny burps, but excuse me just in case. I don't know if I'd rather rest here, but nah, I'll just do it. But yeah, if I end up finishing the story at the very least in NTE, I think that will give me just the perfect reason to go jump into Mongol. I don't know about right away. I'll probably still like want to play NTE, like doing the exploration, side quests, and all that, just to I don't know, just um be able to claim more stuff. I guess. I guess that's one way to think about it. Maybe, or simply just want to play the game. Simply just want to play the game. Maybe I'll take the time to 100% the whole map. Although there are a lot of things to look at though. I will say that there are definitely a lot of things to look for. And part of the HUD or UI say UID, but that's the ID. But part of the HUD or like the menu stuff and all that kind of reminds me of Zenless. Not kind of. There was one specific thing like the whole filters and all that for like the equipment or equipment type and all that. It straight up reminded me of Zenless. Plus, like some of the other things reminded me of Zenless also. A lot of the things actually. So I'm just there like, huh. But I guess I'll just quickly just talk about NTE is that there are quite a bit things to do. Like there is an arcade, um, for like the hobbies lifestyle, I guess. Some like delivery thing, working in the bakery. There's like other little things to do, and then there's like I don't know what game mode it is, what to call it, but there's a game mode that I came across where it's like by stages, and I think it's the end game. If I'm gonna be honest, like it it kind of feels like Shield Defense because it has like the easy part, and then there's like a second option, which I assume is the harder one. So maybe it's gonna be something like that. Maybe I could be wrong. But I haven't unlocked everything, so I still don't know what else is in the game. I don't know what else is in the game. But even without like the end game stuff, if you're into the exploration and all that, there's a lot to look for. I forgot what they're called, but they're like, I think they're called Other World Souls. Basically, the crows. I just call them the crows, but the birds that you find around the city, and then there's the anomaly commissions to look for. I don't know what the other things are called, but there's other things that you can look for also. So yeah, quite a bit of things to do in the beginning. I do say so myself. I don't know how long it'll last me simply because Maybe I'll go ham over the weekend. Who knows? But all I know is I am enjoying NT. Without a doubt. I'll just straight up say it. I am enjoying NT. But with that being said, guys, before it gets too late for me to start going over comments, I'm gonna start going over the comments now. So let me see if there are any other comments from Not Nova. Just to see if there's any other comments. But let me see. Refresh here, refresh there. Nothing held. And we're just here. All right, so there are 2 comments from Tanoki. So just like what I've been doing, I'm gonna go over those comments first and then go over Nova's. So with that being said, starting off with Tanoki's comments. Actually, I should probably maybe start doing this. Where I look in the last video just in case, or the last video just in case there's any new comments. Oh, there is. And it's from Tanoki. Perfect. I think you were recording and didn't get to my resolution of the comments thread. Well, by the time you resolution? let me go down to that comments. Was there more? Was more added to that long comment thread? Let me see. No. Oh wait, yes. Oh. Oh snap. A couple more replies has been added. I'm not gonna go over that. If anything, I'll just read over it after I record. Or I could just skim through it. Oh my gosh, this was actually longer than I thought. Oh my gosh. maybe not. Wait, why? I just realized, why did I use... you see where I'm confused is like, why did I use Still in Love when top option is Between or Chaser and bottom option is just medium? Oh well, it is what it is. I think that I think it's because I don't really have another speed card to use, if I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I should have just borrowed a speed card, but then I don't have a guts card, but then I probably should have just trained stamina. Well, what should I have done? That's the real question. That's the real question. I'm just gonna go over this after I upload this video and Zenless, because I still need to record I think it's Deadly Assault. Is that stamina? No, that's not a speed. It's 10. Yeah, just do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna go over those replies. They're a little bit longer than I thought. Plus, I still got the comments to go over in this video. So, first comment from Tanoki says I would go over the other one. Oh, I can go over the other one. I'm not gonna go over the thread, the rest of the thread. And it says, I think you were recording and I didn't get to my resolution of the comments thread. Oh yeah, because that resolution was way after I was done recording. 23 hours ago, probably heading into 24. Yeah, I was already done recording by then. I was editing or uploading already. by the time the resolution happened. So I'll just read it later. I think of things in infinite sliders and trade-offs. It's virtually meaningless to straight compare to gotcha systems, and I get more thing. I'm just keeping it simple. It's just that simple. I'm just keeping it simple. Because even though I do compare one gotcha with another, I still play many other gotchas where their gotcha systems are similar, but like their costs will be different, or there'll be some kind of difference in their rates or whatever. There's some small differences. It's not like I was. If I were to pick a side, I'd pick the current thing that I'm liking right now, only because things are going better for me. With the whole 50-50 carryover pity. So that's pretty much just me. Not really picking between the two, but like I said, if I had to pick between the two, you already know my decision. Every single mechanic and trait of a gotcha is downstream from its gotcha system. Pushing just that slider usually causes a cascade of bad consequences of other sliders. Very often the things people didn't know they cared about or didn't know correlated to what they were changing. That said, a kinder gotcha model is possible to be done well, like Azure Lane. I'm gonna just say this. If you're gonna go that far, so to speak, to judge a game or compare two games where, or I guess if you think of things with sliders and trade-offs, I feel like that just makes things a lot more complicated. Especially when you said pushing just that slider usually causes a cascade of bad consequences to other sliders. So it's like a domino effect, or however you want to word it, describe it, you know. So domino effect or butterfly effect, which one is it? And it doesn't matter. I just realized that I still have it zoomed in. I don't know why it keeps staying like that. Oh well. It's not like it really heavily affects the video, it's just inconvenience. What was I saying? About the slider thing. Yeah, I feel like that just complicates things. At least for me, it complicates things because I'm just pretty much a simple person to please, I guess. I don't need the sliders or whatever to think of things. If I'm enjoying something, then I'm enjoying something. Simple as that. Simple as that. I will notice things, but it's not like I'm heavily affected by it or affected by it at all. It's like I said many times when I'm talking about the many toxic players in the gacha communities, for example, that I always use, the Hoyo communities. Like the things they're complaining about, I can agree on and be like valid, but I'm not gonna be all toxic about it. Make it like a super big deal. My personal opinion, at least. So that's just how it is. Like, yeah, I'll see the things. I'll judge whether to myself. I'll judge whether or not it does it. Do I care about it? Do I not? does it bother me? Because honestly, a lot of the buffs and nerfs or whatever I've experienced over the years with the multiple gacha games I've played, I never really cared enough to the point where I really noticed them or cared enough to look up at what they had changed or had nerfed or buffed or whatever. If I'm just gonna be honest, if I'm gonna be straight up honest, like I don't know what they be doing in updates. All I know is oh, new banner, new story, new events, more things to do. That's all I tell myself. So yeah. Moving on to the other comments. Another brutal long comment yeet by YouTube, and they wonder why I download R3 Advanced and will never pay them. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming you had a long comment on this video and it got yeeted. I did check if any comments got held for reply or held for review, and I didn't see any, so that's unfortunate. Nova did respond and say, hence why I don't do long comments anymore. And then again, my one comment would be longer than any of y'all's. That is true. One of Nova's comments is already normally longer than most of everyone else's comments. But thank you, Nova, for responding to that comment. And the last comment from Tanoki says, main point was, I see all things with infinite sliders and trade-off. Oh, I read that. I'm assuming you probably just repeated what you said from the last video? Let me see. Discussing virtual income or how many shiny PNGs the gacha spits out alone is meaningless. Okay, that we didn't talk about. Every mechanic and trait in the gacha is downstream from its revenue generator. I think you mentioned that. I think you did mention that in that other comment. Essential people who think they only care about one factor often push one slider, then get surprised when a cascade of bad consequences happen. And other sliders they didn't know they cared about or didn't know correlated with what they changed. I guess I'm just really that laid back. Because I really don't look into these things where I'm just playing the game as is, and I'm still enjoying the game as is while they're still doing these updates and changes within the game. So that's the reason why I say that I'm pretty just laid back, since while these changes are going on, I'm not really paying attention to them, and I'm still playing the game as is. So with their changes. Then kinder gacha models can be done with an example is Azure Lane. It's basically a cosmetic model. I did like playing Azure Lane. I could go back to it if I wanted to, if I'm gonna be honest. It's not like I kind of just fell out of it. It's not like I chose to. Oh, we just got a good, didn't we? Oh no, we didn't. Because it's right. I don't know. I don't know. But if I did, well. But I did enjoy playing Azure Lane when I was playing it. I could see myself going back to it if I wanted to. If I wanted to. But I don't know if I would. I haven't thought about it. I realize I don't remember where it is. I don't know if it's in my phone or in my tablet. That is a problem. That is a problem. I may have just lost my account, or if I remember where it was linked. If I do decide to play it again. But other than that, thank you, Tanoki, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And now for the last comments. The last batch of comments, which is from Nova. I know where we are in the training. It's still we're getting close to the end, so I'm gonna get started with the comments. First comment from Nova says, just curious, but will you be trying out Tower of Fantasy? NTE might pop off and carry the previous game from the same developer. As in, the developer of NTE is gonna take over Tower of Fantasy? Well, first things first, I've already played Tower of Fantasy. I already mentioned this in the past, but it was I believe this was like a long time ago, like 3 years ago when I mentioned this. Probably three, if anything, two. Where I did play it, and I was fine for the most part. There were some server issues, or once in a while I would get kicked out of the server, and then I would just log in and start playing again. Then there was one point where it was just pretty consistent over a span of a couple days, and I just said, screw it, I don't care anymore. For the most part, I did like playing the game. Like I said, I'm simple to please, and I'm simple to just be like, oh, I'll play this game. As long as I'm like into it. And I was into playing Tower of Fantasy, but the whole server issues was just kind of cheeks, so kind of just ditched it. But if they're thinking about it, then if they're gonna do it, and I'll try it out just to see the changes. I don't know if they're gonna keep the same. If they're gonna carry the previous game, I'm assume maybe I'll be able to keep my account. And if I do, then I'll check it out. If they're carrying over, unless you're saying the original developer is gonna EOS, and then the NTE developers are gonna rework on it and then release it. So I don't know what you're talking about here, but I should move on. Also, the news hit me like a truck. Snowbreak is back, baby. Is it? I didn't check. I'll be honest, I didn't check yesterday. I'll be honest, I did not check yesterday. So I guess I'll check later today when I'm done recording and uploading, of course, and doing the dailies that upload during the middle of the day, which is Snowbreak actions, actually, so perfect timing. I think I'll be starting my account back. I am expecting a lot of compensation. Hey, if what you said is true, I am expecting a lot of compensation also. If what you said is true. 1600 isn't bad. It isn't. I've definitely seen worse gacha requirements. I'm not sure how I feel about the board game. Not even sure what I'm looking at, to be honest. Well, from what I've seen at the board game, it just basically shows you what you can get. I think they just wanted to be all bougie or different with the whole gotcha thing, so I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's like I said, I'm not gonna complain about something, even though if it may not really mean too much, I guess. Um, I mean, yeah, I've seen different and worse gotcha requirements. So, like right now, top of my list right now is is Enfield. That whole 3.5 pulls. 3.5? Yeah, 3.5 pulls basically for a Hoyo game compared to 110 pull in Enfield is ridiculous still in my personal opinion. Saw this topic on Reddit and I'm like, huh, why is there no horror themed gotchas? I think CZN is the closest thing to it. That is actually a thing I've wondered for a very long time, like since like years ago. I know technically um Tokyo Ghoul is horror, but I kind of just put it more under psychological than like scary horror and gore. And I know there are or have been Tokyo Ghoul gotcha games. Not really horror. Because I guess maybe because it's anime horror. Plus, I wouldn't essentially say like if we gotta be like horror, we gotta be like specific with like what kind of horror we're talking about though. Because there's psychological horror, there's different categories of horror. So Shushu knows the characters now. No, Shushu knows the characters' names now in NTE, which means I'm cooked. I think I'll screw up their names still. I think I think for the most part I do remember their names. How to say it depends. I'll get corrected if I don't say their names right, but I honestly don't know any character except for Mint. Well, because her dang name is Mint. Her dang name is Mint. How you not gonna remember that? Just saying. Just saying. I do like Mint, but is she on Yang Yang level of waifu? Not quite. Is Yang Yang up there on your waifu list? I mean, I like Yang Yang, but honestly, I think I like Mint more than Yang Yang. Maybe because Yang Yang I just haven't seen in a long time. Maybe. Yang Yang's definitely better than Chisha, but and I do like Yang Yang, but I think I like Mint more than Yang Yang. Just being honest. Just being honest. By the way. Cyberpunk collab drip marketing is happening, and I'm seeing people talking about skipping Dania. Ooh, that's weird because I feel like Dania was more of the. I feel like Dania is the more popular one between her and Hyuki. Like I know people really like Hyuki, but I feel like Dania was more the popular option just based on like the the collab with Razer, and all these other things. The word like Denia, or I saw like Denia in it. So it's surprising to see that people will be skipping Denia. I think there's a lot of people who just like really like Cyberpunk, and honestly, that's probably a pretty significant amount. I guess that just means I'm one of the few who will skip the collab and pull Denia. I think 98%. We'll go with a weird number. I think 98% I'm for sure skipping Cyberpunk collab because I don't care for no Cyberpunk collab. Especially if it's Edge Runners. Because I didn't watch the anime, nor did I care about wanting to watch it. So I just had no care for it. So yeah, it is what it is. Reunion arc? Wait, I didn't even know. Unless you're talking about Hiyuki going back and sending her sister to the afterlife. Reunion arc? Oh, I wish I had remembered what I was talking about. I remember you mentioning about Hiyuki going back to her home, Ashinohara. Because she does, but she said she failed to save it. I think what I was mentioning is that Hoshino, where we found Chisa, or met Chisa, was a part of where Hiyuki is from Ashinohara, which I feel like obviously Chisa should be from, right? Right? Because she was familiar with Hoshino. Besides her being stuck there, obviously. I'm assuming reunion arc as in if it goes to Huanglong, which that'd be nice. If they did that. Honestly, it'd be nice if they did that, because that means there'll be a possibility to go back to Renacida as well, and Septimont. Maybe, I don't know, because there was the whole like story where maybe she will send her to the afterlife. I don't know. I felt like that whole afterlife thing was that whole thing with Hiyuki at the end of the story, or her story at least, because the way Wuwa played out the story was, oh, we'll let you play like an hour of Hiyuki's, and then we'll let you play the actual main story, and then we'll let you play like another 15 minutes or so of Hiyuki, however long it was, and then here's the after story of Imeth, if you so happen to talk to her on the bench, which I didn't. Wuwa exploration seems doable. I'm glad the regions are smaller than what we had back in 1.0. That is true. Huanglong was huge. Those explorations took days out. Excuse me, albeit the initial exploration for Lahairoi also took some time. I think because of the terrain of Lahairoi sometimes. Sometimes there's like just too much going on. At least that's what I feel sometimes. Because with like Huanglong, there was a lot of open space. Hence, lots of running around. Plus, we didn't have no bike. Plus, I feel like they went smaller because they're like, they have transportation with the bikes, with the flight system and all that. So that's probably why. If 3.0 is those two, then I don't think many people might pull on those two. When Bird Lady was announced to be 2.0, it was more hyped, I think. Oh yeah, Yushin was definitely really hype, especially with the video they posted with her fighting Miyabi. That really hyped her up. Plus, on top of that, when they mentioned her at the end of the 1.x patches, that she was basically a Void Hunter level. I mean, Void Hunter level. Pretty hype, right? But I think, who was that character? The tall one. What was her name again? Not Norma. Velina. I think Velina might be the new wind attribute character. So a lot of people might pull just because of that alone. Sunbringer is playable because, well, let's just say she's not in the grave. That did not hide any spoilers at all. Also, there are several characters that are misses. I guess I think you might mean missing. That are missing for me in 3.0. I think Shushu can pick out which characters I'm skipping. Well, yeah. If I look at the end again through a video or pictures, then yeah, I'll most likely be able to pick it out. Pulling for the Angels saved my life. It was the best money dump I did this year. Honestly, the whole Angels of Delusions thing, I like what they did there. Good job, Zenless. Good job, Zenless. I do miss my flip phones though. Back in those days, we had I think you meant to say we had actual conversations IRL. The reason why I was correcting you was because past tense. Sorry, I gotta like auto correct sometimes. My brain auto corrects sometimes. Which is why when I read something, if it sounds different from what you type, it's because I just decided to shuffle things around or reword it. Proofread, pretty much. But back in those days, we had actual conversations IRL with people because we know that our lives weren't controlled by smartphones. That is true. That is true. I do remember the day of the smartphones. Actually, no, I do remember certain relationships where I did have long phone calls. Actually, I think most of my relationships revolved around phone calls to keep in touch, and then texts whenever. But yeah, you're right. I do remember like with my friends in like 8th grade, we'd be talking on the phone late at night on our flip phones. Still plugging it in to the wall to charge, to talk longer, and all of that. Or since you could swap out the batteries easily, if you had extra batteries, which I did for my Samsung phone at the time. I didn't get a Razr, if you guys are wondering, because that was one of the popular smartphones or smart flip phones. But yeah. I'm back since Sunday, jet lagged AF, but it is what it is. I waited 1 hour for the baggage claim. I'm not sure if Delta is just slacking or if the bankruptcy of Spirit Airlines had an effect on that. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I do find the owner in NT to be funny. Like, she dresses like a fancy person, but she doesn't act fancy at all. I'm talking about the chick wearing the kimono who is the boss of our group in the story. I already got it when you said owner. I know you're talking about Hotori. You're good, Nova. You're good. I know who you're talking about. I do want to pull for her, which is why, assuming they're gonna release her, because all the other characters are pretty much released. Right? All the members are pretty much released. Besides Hotori. Yeah, all the members are pretty much released besides Hotori. Unless you want to count Tagado. Will Tagado be a character, or is he simply just the mascot? I think he's simply just the mascot, right? Or is Mint the mascot because she's the icon? That's usually how it is. Like how Paimon, Anbi, March for Star Rail, Yang Yang. I would say Anbi. I'm not Anbi, Abby for Wua as our correct answer. But heck, technically, if we're going by icons, it's Yang Yang by the icon, right? That's Yang Yang. Oh well. But yeah, the reason why I haven't done any limited banner pulls for the first banner in NTE is because I'm suspecting Hotori to get released. And I don't know how much more pulls or like currency I'm gonna get from playing. So I'm just gonna hold off. Oh, the mid-key giant squid comment is referring to when you were thinking that I'm in the middle of free-to-play in Wales. Oh. Yeah, see, I didn't put that connection because you said squid. I did not put the correlation with that. Just an epilogue from the Noki comments. I would say my feelings towards Genshin really shaped my gacha journey post-Genshin. It was the first major gacha title that I did invest a lot of time and money into. I had the feels in the beginning, of course, like all other gotcha noobs back in the day, but I've lost the feels over time. It could be a myriad of reasons, but it is what it is. I lost the feels at the end, and I couldn't move forward with the game. This is the one example I can think of where I really just hated a gotcha I loved in the beginning. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, eventually you'll just end up not liking the game. Or you'll just lose the feels for it without even needing to hate the game. Like, you could just literally lose the feels for a game without hating the game. But in this case, you just hated it. You ended up hating it. So, it is what it is. Genshin and MiHoYo gachas are honestly prime examples of inferior gachas I don't want emulated. Inferior. I played Honkai for a bit, and I know friends who played Genshin. Don't want my gachas to adopt traits from MiHoYo, and sincerely hope fewer future gachas are inspired by it going forward. A lot of games are kind of inspired by it, so regardless, by now a lot of this more or less, I wouldn't say less, but more so, there's gonna be more open world gacha games. Could it be because of Genshin? The right answer is yes, because honestly, I don't remember playing an open world gacha prior to Genshin. So yeah, I'd say Genshin is the reason. So yeah, I don't remember an open world gacha. So unless there is one, I didn't play it. So for me, the reason is Genshin. It is the reason why there are going to be more open world gachas. So can you really blame like what started it in that case? Like in that case, you're just looking for like pretty much a close to unique gacha of anything. But if it's just strictly MiHoYo, then I mean most gachas will have similarities regardless of what you think, or regardless of what you're looking for. Because I played many different gacha games where even their HUD, their lobby, or whatever you want to call it, their menus were very similar. I'm just like, oh, and then the play style of the game were similar. So I was like, oh. All right. It was one of the games that EOS, and it was pretty much similar to Eminence. Like their gacha system were similar. I don't even think they were both Crunchyroll to begin with. So that was interesting. But yeah, both had the same like gacha, both had like the same PvPs, exactly the same PvPs, and idea of the game itself was pretty much similar. So that was basically just a dead-on copy. Although Eminence was the older one, and the one at EOS was the newer one, so I just realized Shushu didn't get to read the last of the comment thread. He was already recorded and moved on. Oh yeah, I was way moved on. Noah responded and said, I'm surprised he even bothered to read all of it. Like I said, it's because I was technically a part of the conversation. Technically. Then Tanoki says, true. Thank you, Tanoki, for replying to that comment. Last two comments, unless there's new comments before we hit the 1 hour mark. With the cheating thing, it's definitely just a matter of my own take. I personally think that everyone should have some values or principles that they do stand more aggressively on. I agree. That's why I don't dismiss Nogi takes. Rather, I'm glad that he has a principle of some description to stand on. I mean, it was pretty much the same with the whole cheating thing when when things got a little heated when it first happened. Like, I was more chill about it. You were obviously had your principles about it, but I kind of just like put it with the whole like old Asian mindset, and I'll just ended up just like, it's whatever. It's whatever. It is what it is. Like, if that's what you think about, that's what you think about it. That's why at the end of the day, we just like every time, especially me and you, when things would get into misunderstandings or heated a little bit, I think that's why we just get along, you know? And then lastly from Nova, yep, Billy and Cecilia will follow the twins to the next region. I I I do want to say they're twins, but I feel like Wise is older by at least like a year or two. That's what I'm gonna say. Although a part of me feels like they could be twins, but most of me says Wise is older. But I don't know what reasoning for Billy and Sissy to go with them to go to the next region, if I'm gonna be honest, because no one really traveled with them to Phylum Heights, although there was no reason there also. Although you can make an argument that maybe Vivian could have possibly went, since Vivian was there with Belle or Wise, whoever you use, when Yishun save them. So I don't know. I don't think they're gonna go, honestly speaking. Also, the Chisa comment was just noting that, just noting what happened in the last 2.0 patch. Chisa went to the Lahai Roy with Rover. Of course, I don't expect Chisa to follow the Rover ever again. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that Chisa was gonna follow Rover, because that would be weird. That would be weird. It was like, she literally said she was gonna just go continue school. And obviously spend time with her family, but other than that, let me refresh once more, see if there's any comments. There isn't, so thank you, Nova. Thank you, Tanoki, for all the comments. I appreciate it as always. I'm gonna try and get this done by the 1 hour mark. I don't think I will, if I'm gonna be honest. It'll probably be done a little over an hour. Unless UA 6. Oh, better than I assumed. I might give this more of a shot over the weekend, but I think for the rest of today, if I'm going to play Pretty Derby, I'll be going on the global side. Just because it's the last day of the event, and I want to get the last of the event points. But 2204 speed, 810 stamina, 1668 power, 1615 guts, and 1509 wise with no S aptitude. Actually, this is probably one of my better stats. 2200 speed, and then if I had just gotten both 1700, if both of them can go to 1700 for guts and power, and then there's wise if I just made it 1600. Could have been way better, but wow, that is my best Kita, from a UB6 to a UA6, a whole letter upgrade. So that's pretty neat. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are up to for the weekend. Let me know who you guys are bringing for the League of Heroes, if you guys are prepping or you guys are just chilling for now and then decide going to prep in next week or like a week before League of Heroes. And if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. Have a good weekend. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.